Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Janitor here, back with another cast. Today I'm going to be casting Game 2 in the best of 3 between SeleCT and aAaNerchio. So let's go ahead and get this underway. SeleCT took that first game with a all-in 2 barracks play there, just getting a lot of bunker, well, I guess it was more of a bunker rush. But it was definitely an all-in, all those Marines and SCVs down there building bunkers left and right, and aAaNerchio just didn't make enough Zerglings at the beginning. SeleCT had way too many bunkers down and just did a nice job controlling his SCVs. So the second game will, of course, be on Metalopolis, and taking note here, we are in those diagonal positions. So really interesting game. Can't wait to see how this one plays out. Yeah, so taking a quick note here, I do want to point out you are watching SC2 Janitor's Cast. I do appreciate all the viewership. Hope you guys enjoy them. If you do enjoy them, please subscribe. I would love it if you guys did that. I am trying to start up a new series where I take input from the users. Perhaps if you're having a problem with a particular matchup, if you're Protoss having trouble with Zerg, or if you're Terran having trouble against Protoss, whatever it may be, please send me your replays at sc2janitor@gmail.com. I'd love to review them and get them up on my YouTube channel. So if you guys could do that, that would be fantastic. I would love it, and of course you'll get a big shout out on my YouTube channel. So yeah, getting right back into this game though. TvZ or aAaNerchio is going to throw down that spawning pool early. He might be a little bit worried about that double racks play that he saw in the first game. That bunker rush really hurt him. Might have played with his mind just a little bit. But it looks like he's just going to get gas and then, or pool and then gas here. So he's going to play it a little bit more safely. Probably going to see him early expand, especially after he knows what the spawning positions are. Taking a look at the scouting that TvZ has done. Not too much. He just got over to his opponent's base, knows that he's not in those close air positions, and now SeleCT getting a good scout, knows what's going on here. He sees that spawning pool going down. You see the command, the orbital command starting that refiner as well. So a little bit more standard play coming out for SeleCT this particular game. In the meantime, aAaNerchio is going to find his opponent just in time. That one Marine is going to come out. He needs to be very careful. Going to try and micro this Marine and take out that pro, but no, just enough health coming out there. SeleCT pulling off some of those SCVs for gas here. Looks like that Marine is trying to do some damage. Some great micro there. Looks like TvZ might be able to make it out of there. Looks like, oh, he might try and steal the gas. Nope. Instead, just going to try and walk out of there, but there goes down that drone now. So two Marines able to take down that drone in the meantime. TvZ feeling pretty confident. We did see him expand there just now, getting that expansion down, that queen coming up and vomiting larva immediately. So a little bit more safe play coming out from TvZ, but not that far behind on his hatchery right now. Taking a look into SeleCT's base, SeleCT threw down that reactor, so we're going to be seeing that double Hellion play that a lot of players enjoy and do pretty well with. So SeleCT is going to be able to abuse the fact that this is a pretty wide open expansion here. You can attack from several different ways. aAaNerchio is going to have to throw down a spine crawler. Usually right here is a good spot for a spine crawler. It really blocks a lot of this damage. Looks like SeleCT's probe just now dying. TvZ doing a good job pulling that queen off. He needs to get back and vomit that larva as soon as possible, but as I was saying, that spine crawler position is going to be very, very important. Taking a look at the TvZ cam, he has scouted that double Hellion that is on his way, so we do see the Roach Warren coming down. He's going to have to throw some kind of spine crawler there to hold this off, and I would like to see another queen go ahead and start being produced shortly. I'm sure it will be produced right after that hatchery is up, and looks like a spine crawler is going to go down there, so he's going to be very well prepared for this double Hellion rush. There's 2 Hellions out for SeleCT right now, and an expansion going now for SeleCT. So I like this play quite a bit from SeleCT, throwing down that, moving that barracks down to the lower ramp and trying to block off as much as he can here. And in the meantime, going to go ahead and expand. Holding these Hellions at the Xel'Naga Tower, doing a good job, trying to get as much map control as he can. aAaNerchio has not saturated his base at all. I would definitely recommend that for him, but he's a little worried about that double Hellion push. He's going to get those 2 roaches out. As soon as those 2 roaches come out, expect to see him drone up pretty hard here. So it looks like all 4 Hellions for SeleCT are out, and he's going to go ahead and push out with that force, try and do some damage here. I think aAaNerchio is going to be very well prepared for this. You see these 2 roaches down here, going to be able to stop any kind of Hellion run around here, and here they come in, going to try and fry some fry some SCVs, but not going to get much damage. And there comes the roaches blocking him off. So aAaNerchio with a very nice job there, just able to do tons of damage. Select trying to pick off that creep tumor, but now aAaNerchio feels pretty confident. Should probably start droning up a little bit harder. Taking a look at the unit counting station, we do see about 7 drones ahead right now, so Select does have that base up. They're pretty even on that base count. And in the meantime, looks like he switched out these buildings here. I like that play quite a bit. Got that tech lab on the factory. He's going to go ahead and start researching siege tank and get those siege tanks. So a couple of Marines coming out here. Would like to see another barracks go down. There it is, right there with that tech lab. Probably going to add on to it and get that stem relatively early. In the meantime, looks like aAaNerchio going to go ahead and upgrade to a lair. Upgrade to that lair tech. Probably going to throw down a Baneling's nest if he hasn't right now. A lot of players choosing that Zergling Baneling Muta combo, and it's very, very common, especially with this number of Marines here. Probably going to do that right away. Select able to pick that off. Very nice job for him there. Those Hellions moving around the map, trying to get as much vision as possible. And there comes that Baneling nest down just now. So TvZ going to do a nice job. Probably going to go for that early, or that Baneling Muta. Or excuse me, yeah, Baneling Muta Zergling, and where is that Spire? There it is, coming down right now. So very standard play from the Zerg player right now. So the important part for Select here is going to be that he engage at nice positions. Most of his army value is in those siege tanks. If he can get those siege tanks up and running, if he can get them sieged up before any kind of major engage happens, he'll be doing fine. And an interesting choice here no, excuse me, I was wrong about that. I was going to say, didn't look like he had speed. I just couldn't see the wings immediately on his Zerglings. But, yeah, very standard play coming out from both players. Looks like we're in for a little bit of a macro game here, as both players spawning in that cross position here. Going to feel pretty confident and just go ahead and macro out here. So Select going to throw down that starport with the reactor here. Going to get some medevacs out as fast as he can. Pretty low on those minerals, and look at this, throwing down those turrets in anticipation of that Spire. It looks like he did scan over there and saw that Spire just about finished, so he did throw down those turrets. That's going to stop a lot of the Muta harassing his base. He needs to throw a turret somewhere out here or have some units ready to defend that, but his probe lines are very well defended with those couple of turrets there. So Select here going to move into siege tanks. I don't see any armory down, which is a little unusually, getting a little higher on minerals. I'd like to see an armory go down, maybe start some Thor production to be able to deal with those mutas very, very well. In the meantime, TvZ just doing the normal thing. All of his mutas just now popping. So it looks like he's going to be moving out for some harass here, doing a nice job. Taking a look at the food differential. 90 food for TvZ, 98 food, excuse me, and only 82 there for Select. So TvZ in a little bit of an advantage here. Looks like these mutas are going to come in, and this is the danger. No turret right here. He's going to be able to pick off this reactor, no problem. And there it goes down. He needs to be careful. Doesn't want to lose too many of those mutas. A stem Marine taking down one of those mutas. Needs to be very, very careful with losing that there. Select now down a tech or a reactor, so that's going to hurt his Marine production, which I'm sure TvZ is very happy about. So TvZ going to go ahead and set up that expansion. Looks like he did expand very, very early there, and getting that second expansion up is going to be very nice. Looks like Select in the meantime going to go ahead and get down some more factories, try and go for a little bit of a mech build. And here comes some more units here for Select, maybe trying to pick off those Zerglings. He needs to be very, or excuse me, not Zerglings, but mutas. Those mutas need to be very careful. If they lose them, TvZ has lost a lot of his I guess what's the word I'm going for here? He's lost a lot of his utility there with those mutas being able to harass and stuff like that. So Select doing a good job there, trying to pick those off. In the meantime, the food differential is closing just a little bit here. Terran needs to be sure that he gets those siege tanks sieged up. It looks like TvZ could use these mutas for a little bit of scouting here. And it looks like, oh no, TvZ Select's not going to be in position. Those siege tanks just now sieging up. Zerglings are going to get a good surround there. A few shots coming down from those siege tanks, but those siege tanks are completely done now. Those Banelings trying to move up and do some damage here, chasing all these Marines away, and those Marines are going to fall to all the Zerglings. And there comes the big Baneling bust. Now aAaNerchio in a nice spot there, 109 to 92 food, and Select really doesn't have his expansion up. He's going to be hard pressed to get that expansion up as soon as he can here. So aAaNerchio doing a nice job there, moving in when those siege tanks were not sieged up. And now Select in a not good position at all. You see all those supply depots going down there. He got a little bit supply capped in the middle of while I was talking there. So Select a little bit behind, and interesting, just now starting his combat shield. That's a really late combat shield, especially with all these minerals. That is very, very late combat shield. So Select not wanting to get caught off guard again, going to go ahead and siege up all those tanks. And in the meantime, it looks like aAaNerchio just going to move in for some more harass here. Doing such a nice job. Great timing here. He's going to be able to push up, do some damage. Select wisely pulling all those Marines up. Looks like he's going to stem forward here. A couple of those SCVs are going to go down. Taking a look at the Union counting station, we do see both players fairly even on the drone count. aAaNerchio a little bit ahead, but he has had this base up for quite some time. Taking a look at the APMs here. Select playing a little bit faster than our Zerg opponent aAaNerchio here. aAaNerchio just moving around, but both players playing at about 200, which is exceptionally high here. So very nice job for both players, and it looks like aAaNerchio is going to move out, try and do some damage to his opponent here. That +1 carapace is done, so without a +1 upgrade on these tanks, those banelings are going to be able to make it through a shot here. And here comes aAaNerchio pushing forward, going to be able to do a lot of damage. It looks like, ooh, a nice cancel there from Select, trying to morph in that planetary fortress, and instead just lifting that off. And all these siege tanks again getting caught a little bit out of position. Those banelings are going to be able to move in, but Select taking out most of them with those siege tanks, and Select now being able to push that off. So good victory there from Select, getting those siege tanks sieged up in just the right amount of time. But aAaNerchio just has so many bases up now. Taking a look at the unit counting station, he is quite a bit ahead, 10 drones ahead on, or 10 ahead on the drone counter here. So aAaNerchio feeling pretty confident here, and Select moving out. Again, he needs to be very careful that he doesn't get caught off guard. He's moving into this creep here. aAaNerchio might be able to get a good surround here if he can just move in with those Zerglings, and then the banelings come in behind. Looks like Select overstemming maybe a little bit here. There comes all the Zerglings, and those mutas are coming in as well, trying to take out as many medevacs as he can. Here comes the banelings moving in. Select trying to take down that hatchery, but a baneling bust just coming in there and wiping out all those units. So Select moving out a little bit foolishly, I'd say, almost 30 food ahead now. aAaNerchio feeling pretty comfortable. Got those two bases up. It's going to be a little difficult to defend, but Select is going to be hard pressed to come out of this one. It looks like in the meantime a couple of Marines back here not doing too much damage, just hanging out there. There comes a mutas destroying all those medevacs, and now Select pushing in, going to try and continue the harassment on this base, but so fast. This force is so fast, and that's one of the main benefits of it. Looks like those tanks are going to be able to get some shots off. Good tank spread there, but the Zergling count from aAaNerchio just so high. Going to be able to take out all those units from Select. Select did manage to pick off that hatch, but at what price? He lost a lot of those siege tanks and a lot of his Marines now. aAaNerchio feeling very comfortable, 150 to 100 food. Select very far behind here with no upgrade, or a +1/+1 upgrade on those Marines, but no upgrade to the siege tanks quite yet. He's going to be hard-pressed to deal with this push, and now aAaNerchio going to move in, get a nice, good surround with these Zerglings. He needs to be able to kill all those banelings, those Zerglings, taking out all the tanks, and now a lot of the army value. Taking a look at that tab right away here. Select very far down, and aAaNerchio just going to walk right into the base of Select. Going to be able to take out all these buildings now. Those missile turrets doing a little bit of damage to those mutas, but there's the GG from Select. So a good game there from aAaNerchio, coming back to win 1-1 now is the count here. So Select did not do quite as well in that match. That early Hellion harass was not as effective as he'd like it to be. So once again, guys, my name is Janitor. If you liked what you see, please go ahead and subscribe. I would appreciate that quite a bit. If you guys could do that, that would be great. And don't forget about the common casting here. If you have some replays, please feel free to send those in to sc2janitor@gmail.com. I look forward to reviewing those and getting them up on my YouTube channel. So thanks a lot for watching in, or tuning in, and stay tuned for Game 3.